Yes, it's visible.
Yes, okay. So today we'll start with drafting of patents, the basic parts. Uh, so the remaining other general information regarding patents, I'll cover up in the last sessions. But as of now, we'll start with the drafting of patents. So coming to the drafting of patents, as I already told yesterday that what are the prerequisites before you begin drafting. So there should be, I told that we need to have a proper invention disclosure from the applicant or the inventor. And in that invention disclosure, there should be a provision where he could clearly describe regarding the problem and the solution. Okay, and here the solution includes the existing solutions and his solutions. Or if there are no existing solutions, and this must be like, I mean, in the field, like in the technology which he's working the technology, like it can be IoT, or if he's using artificial intelligence, or he's bringing up some other different technologies in that using that technology or that applications, there is no particular solution. So then we can say that this is a solution, this is a different solution. But if there are similar type of solutions already existing, then we should ask the applicant, or we should have a proper disclosure on the existing solutions too. That is the first thing. And second thing, we should ask the inventor, there should be novelty and inventive concept also to be covered. Generally, if we are unable to determine from the disclosure which they have provided for us, because they claim that it is a new, we have to determine it is to prove it is right, whatever they are claiming or whatever they are telling that this is new and novel, we have to do a search to cross check them. And also there should be a list of prior art and a comparison between the claimed features. And this is something like whatever the components, whatever the important features, whatever the different important steps regarding a process, whatever there will be a certain description which is given by the inventor, and also it may include that drawings also. Most of the times they may include drawings. So if there is a proper description of each component, and that component should be depicted or illustrated properly, it should be clearly shown in the drawings also. So all the physical attributes, or the whatever the chemical attributes, whatever it can be, all the technical aspects of each component should be properly explained. And depending upon those components in the prior art, we should do some comparison between the claimed features or the claimed technical aspects, which includes the components or the different steps of the process. And it can be, and always the solution should be in the form of a product or a process or a composition in the terms of pharmaceuticals. And next, coming, yeah, search should be conducted. This is a prerequisites which we should do before drafting. So, and yesterday I told these are the sections which we include in the patent application. So normally Form 2 is for provisional and the complete specification. So it begins with the title, then the technical field, and the background, summary, drawings and the sequence listings will be in a separate sheet. Actually, it will not be in the same document. They should be provided in the separate document. And but in the main document, we have to give a brief description of those drawings, like the title or what that figure actually depicts. We have to show that. And we have to, in the detailed description, again, we have to list all the various embodiments and describe the drawings in detail, everything in detail. And coming to the claims part, and the final page, the last page, it should be the abstract. So the abstract is always in a separate page, and it should be the last page of the document. So this is the structure of the patent document. For the provisional, we will eliminate the claims part and the drawings part, and even in the detailed description, we will just list the embodiments if possible, else will not have that also. And abstract is always compulsory for the provisional and the complete specification. So next, coming to the title of the invention. Here we have certain rules that the title should not exceed 15 words, and it should be it should give a just a general introduction, like what exactly it is speaking about, but it should not give any complete description of that. So I can say like an improved design, I'm sorry, design of an air purifier. So when we say improved design of air purifier, you're saying that we can just assume that it is related to an air purifier, and it must be related to a mechanical patent where the structure or the design of the purifier is explained in this. But this document may also provide us the novel feature of the function, how this air purifier is functioning also. We can include it. So it should not be a complete descriptive, but it should be a meaningful. So we are talking about an air purifier, and specifically that functionality of the improved function is brought because of the new design. So this design and the air purifier. So these things we have to put it in the title. So it should be clear, concise, and indicate the subject to which the invention relates. So as I told, it should be precise. It should be as precise as possible. And also in the patent document, if you're claiming for a system and method both, then you have to write a system and method of preparing, or a system for what it is related to, and method thereof. The method thereof clearly implies that the method is related to this system, or how the system is working. So the method thereof, these two words imply that we are also describing the method in which the system is working. So that's it. If it is only related to a device, then it's fine. A device to, for what exactly the purpose. So, and we also should keep, it's only to be restrained to 15 words. And coming to some things we have to keep in mind, that we shouldn't use the trademarks, some fancy names, and or your personal names, the applicant name, or the word patent in the title. So, and also we shouldn't give any abbreviations. It should be in a clear format. And is there any issue?
Yeah, I had a question.
Yes, Jeff.
To the last point, like the word patent, personal name, fancy name, etc. Is there any like rule or section in Indian Patent Act like this should not be appear in title?
Generally, trademarks are not allowed. The particular provision of that regarding the title, it is I think it is the rule number for the title will be 13 is for the specification, 15 for drawings, and no, I don't think there is a particular specification that regarding this trademark that should be not given in the, but this is a general thing which we follow. There is no particular thing. Yeah, for the title, we don't have this particular thing. The last point, as I told, no, it's not there. I checked it. So, but again, this is a general practice. We are not going to mention the trademark or the personal names. It should be a technical aspect, always the title, because this is a technical document which we are preparing. So we have to restrict ourselves, or we have to maintain the technicality of the entire document. So we have to use the technical terms, especially in the title. So using you may name the air purifier as some name. It can be any name, okay? They might keep some the name of the air purifier. The companies can put any name, so you cannot write that name as like an improved design of if it is something air. Let us assume Neo Air or kind of thing, that is the name of the air purifier which they have which they might have applied for the trademark or not, it is a secondary. But that is the name of the product, which they are using it for the marketing. So now improved design of Neo Air. So what is a Neo Air? It's not technical, right? It is generally which we have named it. But what is actually the product is the air purifier. So yes, air purifier is a technical term. So we have to make, so this is a general practice which we follow, and there is no particular thing explained in the act or the rules, but these are the rules which we have restricted to 15 words, and it should be precise. And if it is for the system and the method, you have to include both those words in the title. So these are the things which we are, and also using the trademarks was also not allowed actually. And even in the entire document also, if you are talking about, if you have already registered a trademark name or kind of thing, don't give that trademark name, but give it, especially for the pharmaceutical products. Don't mention the marketing name of the product. It should be the chemical name of your product. So these are the rules like which we come across in the objections of the FER. So depending on that, whatever in the general practice, what we occur. So this is the last point. Based on that, we have done to maintain it as a technical aspect. That's it. To maintain technicality. That is the main reason behind it. That's it.
Ma'am, if there is a system and it also includes some apparatus there, and the method is also there. So can we just put the title that a system and an apparatus for doing
So
blah
now
blah?
this
And
apparatus is the component of the
system only. No, I'm just asking it. Like if we are having another independent claim for a system, for apparatus there is another independent claim, and third, like for method there is another.
We can
like
include it. Well, I understood your point, because see, it mainly occurs in the communications patent transmission, where there will be certain independent claims where they'll be claiming about only the receiving the transmitter device which they have made changes, but in the system we'll also have the receiver, or we'll have some network systems and everything that completely that solves for the system, that implies a system where we go for the receiver, the network, how the communication is established between all these transmitter receiver, that comes under the system. So but now in invention we are mainly concentrating some changes which we made in the transmitter. So we are claiming for the transmitter in one claim, the system. So the system also includes the novel or inventive transmitter. So we are also claiming for the entire system again. And the method, again, we can use the method for both the entire system or only for the transmitter, how the communication is established with various devices with the transmitter. So it can be at either single method or two methods. So yeah, that can also happen.
Okay. And ma'am, regarding trademark, like if our product is having trademark, that is fine. But if we are using some other trademark product to prepare our
other
own
trademark products which we you can use it in the background, there you can
okay
mention.
Okay, thank you.
So coming to the next part after the title, these are certain rules which we have to follow in the title. Coming to the field, technical field of invention, it is generally we describe it with only one or two sentences, not more than that. This technical field, generally we restrict to one sentence, and we say that it is related. Okay, let's come to the improved design of air purifier itself. So we can say that the invention is related to the improved design of air purifier, more particularly, and we can say the more particular word. I'm sorry.
Best County is now connected.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat it?
Mama, I think it's some automated message disturbance it is.
Okay, so in the technical field, one or two sentences, but we can come in the examples which I have given. mostly we combine these both sentences here, or we can use it these two sentences. Like the first thing, if you see the invention relates to an electrical socket that is water or airtight. Okay, that is, so we are talking about the design. It is a mechanical thing. In particular, the invention relates to the water or airtight electrical socket for portable electronic devices. So he is restricting here. So we are more concentrated for portable electronic devices itself, this particular socket. So if there is some kind of restriction, then it comes more particularly where we are narrowing down there. Not we are claiming for a broader scope, but we are narrowing it down to the particular feature, how the air purifier, why it is improved and what made, exactly what is the purpose, why a new design is required. So the purpose, it can be like for the control mechanism of the speed of fan. So that is more particularly, we can say that it's an improved design of the air purifier, more particularly, which facilitates the control mechanism for speed of the fan. So to maintain and to bring that control mechanism, we are making certain changes to the air purifier. So it brings the entire invention. So we are mainly concentrating on the speed control and the design. These two aspects go one together. So this gives the entire thing. So in the document, we have 4 sections, that is title, field of invention, summary, and abstract. These 4, I'll go back to the slides. So the title, technical field, summary, and abstract. So these 4 things are the most concise and precise explanation of your entire thing. But title, we are not going the descriptive, but we are giving a general idea. In the title, we have given only the improved design of air purifier, full stop. But in technical field, we also added another point, that is this control mechanism of speed of fan. So technical field, we have narrowed it down again. In the summary, we will explain it a bit more further than the technical field. But again, coming back to the abstract also, we are not going to explain all the embodiments. We'll limit to only the preferred one, the main one, that is for the abstract. So these 4 things, we are describing the invention very concisely or precisely, very brief descriptions, but in different formats. So don't get confused, like why I'm always using the concise or precise manner of briefing of these things and everything. So it goes on, like we are adding one more point in the entire draft, and in the detail, in the claims, we will again describe everything in a more technical and legal description. So that complete, whatever you describe in the first 18 pages, we are going to consider all the description of that in the limited number of 10 claims. If possible, we can go further also. So I'm just saying that, and the claims also, like the 18 pages information, we are restricting it to 10 pages of, 10 claims, not pages, 10 claims. So it goes on. So drafting includes, I'm sorry, anyone wants to include anything or ask anything? Okay, I'll continue. So again, so these are the examples how the technical field will be here. And shall we do the exercise at the end? Because I have another 2 more topics for you to discuss, and we can start with the exercises of the previous paper. And I have this small exercise which I discuss in the class itself, and later on I'll provide another questions also, which you can do it later and get back to me. Shall we do in that way?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, we'll do this exercise in that. So next, coming to the next thing is the background. Yesterday I already told that the background should introduce
Madam,
the technology.
question, madam, excuse me for interruption.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Regarding the technical field of explanation, that is technical field of invention, the statement should have only 2 or 3 sentences maximum, correct?
Yeah, we have to limit it to the 1 or 2 sentences maximum. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And we should not give a kind of broad description kind of thing. It's not required.
It can be broad actually. If you want, you can just restrict like the invention is related to an improved design of air purifier, full stop. That is a broader explanation. You can just put it up, and the technical field here implies it clearly. It relates to some air purifiers, but that is a technical field what we are talking about. But if you want to give more specific, one more specific is the control mechanism. So even the control mechanism is not depend on one thing. It is depend on the control mechanism also requires other different types of inputs, and we'll get into details of all those things. But we are just throwing another line is that this involves the control mechanism, because to get that control mechanism, we are changing the design of the air purifier. So these 2 points.
Why I'm asking you this, because anyway, we are going to describe in the description of the specification or a description of the invention. So can we be very kind of very short and crisp about the technical field of invention?
Yes, it can be short and crisp. If we actually this field of invention, it will when you divide your patents, like it can be a computer science, it is related to mechanical engineering, it is related to chemical engineering or biotechnology. These are some fields of technology which we generally come across. So to divide or to classify your invention into that field, we are giving this technical field. So now coming to the air purifiers design, if we are implying clearly the design as the part, it will go with mechanical, but we're also giving a control mechanism, then it will comes under electronics. This thing.
Why? Because it's all very repetitive, madam. In the summary also, you are going to say about the same thing.
Yeah, actually, the patent
abstract also, in the abstract also, you are going to mention the same thing. And
we will mention the same thing, but I'm saying that we are going to change the pattern, how we are going to describe the same thing. The way how we arrange the technical terms, or how we like how we arrange the sentence, or how much scope we are going to limit in each explanation, that defines this different things. But in general practice, as I said, technical field is to classify your invention into different sectors of your engineering. Or now only design goes with mechanical, but I have given another sentence that is control mechanism, that it involves electronics, so it comes under electronics patent. This one. If you want to give it a broader one, then they'll classify it under the mechanical one.
Okay.
So just for the purpose of classifying your patents, under which thing. So whenever someone wants to see your patent in the journal, they'll see the field, like it belongs to biotechnology, it belongs to the chemistry, it belongs to the physics. Even when they say it belongs to satellite communications, or just the communications, only communications. So, and also computer science. Even though we say the softwares are not patentable, there is also division under computer science. So this defines the it only defines under which we can place your invention. That's it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
We can put it a broader one. We can maintain the broader scope or broader perspective in this technical field. And also the title also it should be in a broader scope itself. You should narrow it down.
My question is whether we can limit it in 3 or 4 sentences. That's what.
That's it. Yeah, we have to not go beyond that. The technical field always should be in 1 or 2, not even 3, 4. It's only 1 or 2.
Okay, okay.
1 or 2, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So in the background of invention, yesterday I was explaining, but we should also introduce the technology. So now we are talking about the air purifiers. We can just give a briefing of around 2 to 3 sentences, if possible, regarding what is an air purifier and what exactly it does. And we can also state the existing problems. So whatever the existing issues are there in the products which are already in the market, we can bring all those problems into another paragraph. and also the solutions. Maybe see a product A, which is already in the market from 95, has some issues. And for that, to overcome that issues, there is some product which is introduced in 2005. So there are existing solutions. But from 2005, there is no modification done to that. And we may also face another issues because the time is changing, the requirements are changing, the needs are increasing. Even in the terms of cost or everything, we have, even in terms of design, because nowadays we are more into the compact design where we can save much space and everything. So all these are the needs which we are going ahead of time. The needs and the requirements increase more. So those all things cannot be come with the existing things. So those, we can say that, okay, there are some existing solutions, but still, if those solutions also at this moment has some more problems, then we can cite it, okay, these are the existing problems for this, there are existing solutions, but still we have furthermore issues with these solutions, not with the problems. In the solution itself, we have problems. So for that, we need this, but here, we have to keep in mind, never introduce your invention in background. Never say what exactly your invention is, your technical aspects. You can just give, there is a need for an improved design of air purifier, full stop, that's it. Don't give, like, there is no need for us to mention there should be a control mechanism for that also. We can say to overcome all the above problems, issues which we are facing in these solutions in the prior art, we need an improved design. That's it. Full stop. Don't give any further explanation in the background. Just introduce with one sentence exactly. Don't give any further technical aspects in that. So again, coming to the also, if you want, if we have any new solution already, what is the, we have to cite the prior art, the patents, that is really a good and which is really highly recommended to cite the prior art in the background. But again, in the while citing, you have to just mention the application number of the prior art, and mention what exactly it is talking about and what is the issue in it. If you clearly can pinpoint what is the issue, however, this invention still has this problem, still has this issue or drawback. So it should be a very brief thing. You have to explain the prior art in each paragraph. So for each application, each one paragraph. So it goes on. And again, in another paragraph, you can also say what are the different ways we can solve the problem. So the different ways are the different multiple embodiments. But again, if it is not like most of the things will not include the multiple embodiments in the background. We'll just keep it off. Okay, this can also be done in a broader way, in a broader spec. Like we can use this AI also. We can use the machine learning techniques. We can use IoT software like to become more wireless kind of thing. To have a faster communication and everything. We can include a lot of broader perspective, but in actuality, our invention will only claim only for one technology out of this, whatever you have mentioned it. And we can also mention the advancements needed to this existing solution. That advancement should reflect your invention. That is, we need an improved design. That is the advancement which we are showing from the prior art. So that is the statement. So this everything, it should be in a proper paragraph manner. We can go with multiple paragraphs explaining it clearly. So we can start with the introduction of the technology, existing problems, existing solutions, the prior art, and if you want to, we can also include a separate paragraph showing the drawbacks of all the prior arts in one paragraph itself. You're like we find multiple prior art stating the same thing again and again. So we can just include like all the numbers in one paragraph. So and so the prior arts, the application number of the China patent, US patent, Korean patent, all those numbers in one paragraph. We all describe all this describe the same thing, like the features. In the next paragraph, you can say the above prior art still has such limitations in another paragraph. So make it proper, like it should, the presentation should be a really good one. But coming to the exam point of view, when you go through the question, there you can only find the technology, what exactly it is talking about. So you can introduce, write it out. They'll provide you 1 or 2 sentences. You have to just include that, make those 1 or 2 sentences into the paragraph. Then they will give one statement, problem statement. This is the problem. That is the second paragraph. And if suppose they say there are some existing or conventional solutions. So the existing and conventional are the same thing, which are related to prior art, or which are already existing or in the market. So these words, if they use as existing or conventional, they mean the same. So these are already something which are known or which are already practiced. So, and the prior art, we are not going to touch the prior art in the exam, because we are not conducting any search or kind of thing. And also the reasons for the new solution also may not be in your queries, because I never came across they're providing the necessity for the new solution, but they might just give, we have the, if suppose they say like there are still limitations in the existing solutions, then that comes. So why you need the solution? Because there are some limitations in the existing solutions. That comes under the paragraph. And advancements needed and everything at all. Like what you can just introduce with one sentence your invention. Like in the field of invention, how you are introduced, you can introduce that here. Or you can narrow it, broaden it further than the field of invention if possible. If it is possible, in the depending upon the question, you can do it. And we'll solve as many previous question papers as possible. So while drafting the background, we will solve it. So you will understand like how to do it in the paragraph manner. So, but these are the things which has to come in the background. Everything talking about the existing or the practicing solutions, everything. So coming after the background, coming to the summary. So now
just one question, ma'am.
Yes.
So if say in exam we receive a question saying that something is new that they are developing, so should we consider that as new, or if we should not consider present situation, right? So if they say in a question that this is the new thing that the inventor A is developing, then we should consider that as new as of such date. Right?
Yes, yes. As in the exam, yes, you have to consider it is novel and inventive. There is no question of cross-checking it.
Yes,
we have to just consider it as new and inventive. That's it.
Okay. Thanks.
It is only for the examination purpose, I'm saying. So because we're not cross-checking here for the prior arts. So whatever they claim that is new and novel, we have to follow around that, and we have to define the scope around those new and inventive concepts itself. And coming to the summary.
Ma'am,
yes,
I have a question. Let's say that my invention is more economical than the existing apparatus or something like that. Only my kind is economical. So can I mention that in the background that the present one is a more expensive thing or like that?
Yes, we can mention. Yes, we can mention that problem also. But again, so if we are coming to the cost effective, then we are definitely replacing some products. So we are cutting down the number some components which are costlier or bulky in nature to something which is easily available and much cheaper.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So those things again are regarded as technical thing. But what is the final outcome is we are cutting the cost, because we are replacing something we are cutting the cost. So that is a cost effective that comes under the economical advantage. So we can mention that one. Yes, definitely. So if your invention is not making any change in the functionality or kind of thing, but just we are reducing the cost and we are using some other different alternative materials, and because of that alternative materials, we can also show that the design look and feel is good, the compactness is good, and even the handling part is really good. And it is
I mean, ma'am, to prescribe it, I had an what you say client stating that to cut the glass, generally we use a small piece of the diamonds. Instead
yes.
of that, he got some fiber material or uses some new material, which is a cheaper thing. So he
Yes.
want to go for the patent. In
Yeah,
that
yes.
background, we can mention that diamond, which is an expensive, like that we can quote it,
Yes,
or
yes,
we have to
yes.
go for any other alternative wording.
No, we can quote it expensive, and also there are some drawbacks in handling the diamonds. So we have to be the safety measures. There can be some safety measures too. Definitely, I mean, see, whatever the cost comes, thing apart from cost, now something else also follows back unknowingly in terms of the diamond. It is costlier, but also we have to maintain it. The handling is also should be really careful while handling it. And
Yes.
being a diamond, it is a chemical compound, right? And the handling temperature and everything also comes into picture, definitely. So we have to go into deeper, because being a patent agent, we are a technical geeks and we have to dig into deeper things. So we have to go like, see, even the temperature things also comes into, when we are using a diamond, for it to cut glass or kind of thing, there should be some temperature conditions which are maintained in the environment to get the process done quickly in some time. But to cut down all those temperature, the maintenance and everything, there's another additional cost cutting also in those terms. And using this fiber and everything, the handling must be easy and everything. So all this falls into place. But in the exam point of view, in the general discussion, we'll go into deeper. But for the exam point of view, whatever they give in the question paper, we have to stick to that. Whatever the question is, they stick. But if you feel still while reading, if you are really acquainted with that, now you have said that this diamond, if possible, if you feel that okay, this may also come, you can add another 1 or 2 points. There is no loss. Whatever you add it in the background, there will be no loss. Okay? No, it will not have any drawback if you add some known information. If you know some information, if it is related to your technology, if you want to add further information also, you can do it in the background. There is no harm done there.
Okay.
Because in the background, we are only talking about the existing thing and the known art,
Yes.
not the present one. So in the background, whatever you want to add or do it, you can do it. There is no harm done in the back.
Right. Thank you.
Anything, any further questions? Because now for the summary and the abstract, this will go into the technical things. So till now, if any other further questions, we'll discuss it now itself. Shall I continue? Okay. So summary of invention now comes. Yesterday I was talking, we have to give the scope and the objectives, the different aspects and everything comes in the summary. It will be like the summary generally will go, it is an object of the invention, it is another object of the invention, or you can say there is the first aspect of the invention. Aspect means it is a feature, a technical feature kind of thing. So these are some of the terms which we generally use. Instead of a feature, we are going with the aspect. So instead of some we can say this is an alternative method, we'll go with alternative embodiment. So like, or the preferred embodiment is exactly the thing which we are talking, what we are practicing it, or what is the best thing that we say it's a preferred. And exemplary embodiment, exemplary means it's something, another example which we are giving it to explain it more in detail. So that those words are like exemplary, preferred, or alternate embodiments. So in detail, we are going in detailed description, we use these terms, and in summary we use aspects or the objectives. Like it is an object, not objective exactly. It is an object of that, or alternative features comes under aspects only. So in second aspect or the third
Object.
aspect.
Object means aim, no? Aim of the present invention.
Yes, aim. But so we are not going with the aim, we are going with the object of the present invention. So what is the object of the present invention? To provide an improved design for the air purifier. That is the main object. But again, if we can go, it is yet another object of the present invention to provide an air purifier which facilitates control mechanism for speed of fan. That is another aspect. And again, we can go with further, like now it is yet another object of the present invention to to consider the temperature conditions to control the speed of the fan. That is another object. We can include further, like number of aspects.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, what is the difference between object and objective?
No, we are just, they resemble the same thing, but the wordings, what we generally use it in the drafting, I'm using. There is no harm if you say objective also.
Okay.
There is no harm, but actually, while we draft the patents, generally in Indian patents or the US patents or European, anywhere, they use this kind of structural words which are already predefined, these embodiments, aspects, and everything. So it is a general practice, but they mean the same. I'm saying they just mean the same. And I also mentioned existing and conventional. They mean the same, which are already existing or which are already known or which are already practiced. The meaning is same, but generally we use conventional instead of existing. Those actually, while drafting them, we have to always look for numerous synonyms for a word to make it more, what you say, to appear for the examiner, it is more like, okay, like you can say high level English, you have to use it. So we, instead of existing, we are converting the word into conventional. Instead of objective, we are just making it as object. And instead of features, we are using the word aspects. That's it. So again, coming after that objectives, we have to mention the features. Exactly, the object is a single sentence, always a single sentence. For each object, a single sentence. If we go with the aspects or features, we are going to give further information. Like, see this air purifier, we are going to control the speed of the fan. So this is achieved through some switches or some controllers and everything that we are going to include. This control mechanism, speed mechanism of the fan is achieved through these controllers, switches and everything. Just brief it off. But how exactly they are controlling will come into detail. So it's like just...
So ma'am, if we are explaining our invention through an example, so we can mention it in the summary that in exemplary embodiment.
No, that should be in the description.
Okay, it should be
say in another aspect.
Okay.
Or in another aspect, or in the second aspect, or the third aspect, or another aspect. So if there are many things now, if you go on use the word another, it will be like vague. So instead of that, if there are many examples, and you can go with second, third, fourth, and everything, you can just introduce it. If you have further more explanation of that second aspect, then in the second paragraph, you have to use in accordance with second aspect if you have any further features to add it.
Okay.
So because in the summary, you have to see that each paragraph, for the object, it is only one sentence. But when you explaining the aspects now, you have to see it is like a paragraph of 3 to 4 sentences. So it should not leave a lengthy paragraphs. You have to cut short everything. So you're not going into the details exactly. But you're just mentioning the components or the exactly what are playing. I mean, what are the exact components or the modules which are interacting with that control mechanism. Like I'm just giving the example, guys, because recently I have done this. So I'm just, this is a simpler thing, a simple thing which invention. So I'm just giving you the further, but while solving the question papers, you will understand the questions and everything. We can go there, how to include these aspects, like into different aspects, how we can do it in the paragraphs, so multiple paragraphs.
So if we are using this terminology, in summary, we should use aspects, and for description, we should use embodiments.
Yes.
Okay.
Embodiments. So yeah, for the exam purpose, that's more than enough. And because we'll have a limited description which is given only for a one page, it is less than 1,000 words or kind of thing, 500 words or 500 to 1,000 words of question, you'll be having it. So it's really limited. From that only, we have to stick to the information whatever he has given in the aspects, except if you know the background of whatever the invention he has given, if you know the technology behind it, if you are well versed with it, you whatever you know, you please include that in the background, but not anywhere else. So this is a summary thing. And also the best method or the best structure or the design or the way it is
output maybe.
Yeah, no, not the yeah, output defines which is best method or kind of thing, obviously.
Yeah,
So,
like this device works in
yes, the best
like
thing, the main thing which you consider it is really best, that you have to give it as the main aspect and the main embodiment. So that should be considered as the main aspect. So you can say in the main aspect, or in the main aspect, or in the first aspect. It depends. Or the main, generally if it is best, then we use the main aspect, also main embodiment or the preferred embodiment. The words change if you go along. So coming to abstract, this is particularly whatever the summary can be up to 600, 500 words or 600 in multiple paragraphs. But coming to abstract, only 150 words, not more than that. Even in the exam also, make sure it is 150 words. It is easy to count 150 words, you know, while correcting the papers and we are writing it. It is the examination is a written exam. So it is really easy to count 150 words. So make sure that it's 150 words, you're not crossing the words. Word limit.
Do they really count the words there?
They stick to the 150 words, definitely. Even when we are submitting the filing, no, they really check for the 150 words. Okay. Else we'll face an objection to change the abstract to restrict it to 150 words. Definitely, the abstract to be 150 words. It is a rule, and they definitely check the number of words in the submitted documents, the patent documents. So now comes how we are going to restrict to 150 words. So main thing we have to include is the keywords in the abstract. So air purifier is the keyword. The control speed mechanism is the keyword. Whatever the sensors if you want to add, those are the keywords. That's it. So maximum 6 to 7 sentences, or actually it is 150 words, not sentences. Don't go with the sentences. So it should be 150 words, and it should be a general description. Just introduce it. So whatever you do it in the field of invention, those 2 lines, just go beyond that, but don't go into details like summary. This is the rule of the abstract. And if you go through rule 13.7, you can just see what are the different rules for the abstract. I'm giving it in the slide. So it should be a technical disclosure. So this is regarding the rules 1317 of the Act I have prepared. So it generally should consist of the keywords. So it should be a scanning thing. Like you have to find the main keywords in the abstract. So, and again, please nowhere define the scope. So scope means don't directly narrow. It should be in a broader spec. So never give a borderline to the scope. And yeah, 150 words not, and it should not also contain any chemical formulas or mathematical formulas or tables, nothing. So there is no, but you can include the chemical name instead of formulas. You can include the chemical name, and a mathematical formula instead of mathematical formula. You can just say this. There is a certain like algorithm which uses the mathematical formula to derive so and so. That's it. No need to explain it further. And also, you shouldn't say this disclosure control concerns or the invention of the present disclosure or the invention relates to. Actually, generally we find this kind of thing, but this is not actually in the rules, guys. This particular thing which is there now, this is not in our rules, but this part I have just included in the general practice. Instead of that, this invention is related to in air purifier. You just introduced an air purifier, because here we can also cut short the words, and we are direct. We are not include. We obviously know it is an invention. We obviously know it is a disclosure. So why to drag it? Just come to the point. An air purifier. So it is only 2 words. Air purifier. Air purifier. If we put a hyphen between air and purifier, it will be 1 word. So an air purifier, 2 words. Done. So invention defined by this disclosure is an air purifier. Now we are increasing the number. And we already know it is an invention disclosure, don't go beyond that. And here we, according to the rule, they say an abstract figure. Generally, it is not compulsory to include a figure in the abstract, but as the practice goes on, recently, it is not made mandatory, but if the figure is not existing, still in the FER, we find that include abstract figure. They say, if you don't include.
Ma'am, are you sharing anything else?
No, sir, I'm just unable to see my screen.
Because we are looking at the PPT only.
Yeah, PPT itself. I'm not sharing any other screen. I'll share the other screens, like I'll show you what type of objections you'll get in the FER and thing, and also the question paper. I just want to solve some questions with you today. So this is another 2 slides is done, this presentation. So here I'm just saying the abstract figure. This is regarding the rule 13.7, this one. But whatever I highlighted in the yellow part now, this is generally I'm saying to just not include those words, because we have the limitation of the words. That's it. And coming to the next, the last few points, which are regarding the abstract. Yes. So here, yeah, these are the things. So if it is related to machine apparatus or system, so it's operation, organization, and operation. So organization, it includes like what are the different main components present to bring out that operation. So in a certain operation, we need some components to get that operation to be done. So that for that, just mention it. That's it. Don't go into detail. And operations also to, you can say exactly these components are used for sowing or for harvesting. That's it. But exactly how, there is no need to go into details. So the operation name is harvesting. And for the harvesting, we are using certain components. That's it. And if it is the method of making, just mention what is, I mean, exactly what is made or manufactured. And you can just get into a few more details, like if there are any advantages of such process in terms of economic benefits, or if it is a sustainable method, those things, but don't go into detail again. And also the chemical compound, mention its name. And if it is a preparation, just mention that it is prepared through this method. If there is a name for the method defined already in the terms of chemical terms, mention it, but don't go into detail. And if it is a mixture, just integrants, but there is no need to go into the percentage of composition of each ingredient and everything. Just ingredients, that's it. If it is a process of steps, you can just give the starting and the ending step name, like it begins with this and it ends with this. The between steps, no need in the abstract. Nowhere. It shouldn't be given any further details. So this is regarding the abstract. And I'll stop sharing this presentation for today, because for the description and the claims will go with the next things. Till here, because we will just try to solve this particular exercise for today. Yeah. So for this, if you want to do it now, please do it. Else, if you want me to share these questions and if you want to do it later, but at least try to do the first one. The second one, I think you might take time to analyze the things, to draft the abstract and the title, but at least give me the titles, title for this. In the chat box, if you can give, it will be fine. For the first one, what could be the title? Limit it to only 15 words, guys. Just see to it. After this, I'm going to share the previous question paper. I want to just discuss 2 questions. Modified arrangements of lawn mower to cut the grass uniformly. Yeah, that sounds good. An improved deck body for lawn mower. That also sounds good. Yeah, we are mostly defining about the deck body, so improved deck body is also fine. Yes. Anything else, guys? Device for moving along. Yeah, that is a broader one, a device for moving on. Okay, we are just broadening the scope, it's fine. Improve lawn mower to cut grass, that's also fine. It is also a broader one. Actually, the first one, third one, and the fourth one are in the broader scope. What Mr. Shashikiran has given, we have just narrowed it down further because we are more concentrating on the deck body. So we have given an improved deck body. So we have narrowed it down further, a little bit further. Actually, 4 are proper. And generally the title, we go with the broader one. So everything is fine. Shall I share with the... I'll share the second one, and also in the previous question papers also we have some questions where they are asking to frame the title, summary, and abstract. So we'll solve those questions also so we can just revise whatever we have gone through today. So coming to the previous question paper,
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the abstract, is there any lower limit? I mean, higher limit is we should not cross 150. Is there
Yes,
any
ma'am.
lower limit?
There's no lower
I
limit,
mean,
sir. Lower limit is not there. We can also give the
in
abstract.
sense of exam.
No, in terms of exam, you can just give 1 or 2 sentences. Also, it works out. Because see, I'm saying now, whatever the question paper, like if you could see the question paper, I'm sharing it now. This is the previous question paper. If you see the questions, see the amount of information, it goes with 1 page itself. For this 1 page, they are talking about the aspects and everything, but to maintain the broader scope in all the abstract and everything, you might get only up to maximum 3 to 4 sentences, enough. Because see here clearly it is maximum of 150 words. They will definitely mention that clause here, because that is a rule which we follow, and it's also easy to count 150 words. So it doesn't take time for us to count 150 words here. So coming to this part A questions, if you see this is the paper 2, this is the last exam paper. So generally it is for the 100 marks, 20 plus 30, the 50 marks. It also includes the act and rules. The other 50 marks is the drafting part, entirely drafting part, where there is no need for you to mention any section or rule or forms or fees, nothing. All these 4 aspects or things you no need to explain in the from part C and C2, C1 and C2. This entirely, it is completely a technical one. So there is no need. But coming to part A and part B, here you have to make sure that you're giving all the proper section numbers, forms, if required, and also the fee of the forms. It's really good if you include that also, and rules. But again, if you are not confident enough to name the exact section number or rule number, don't do it. Never mention a wrong thing. It is better not to mention if you're not sure, but don't.
In case we know the exact section number, but not the subsection number, then also is it?
Yeah,
fine?
it's fine. Section is fine. Subsection, if you are not sure, the section is fine. Section is fine, yeah, because when we are preparing for the exams at our time, no, we were like given this short tips. If you know section, it's fine. But I'm seeing main sections like 3, 4, section 9, 10, 9s for the provisional 10th, the complete specification, section 53, and anticipation sections from 29 to 33. These are few, and for the 35 for the secrecy of the controller, and patent of addition will be the 53. So these are the things, some few sections which are important for you to remember properly, along with subsections if possible. If possible, actually, I definitely recommend at least these few sections with subsections. Please by heart it.
Please repeat which sections do we need to focus?
Section 3, 4, section 9, 10, section 29 to 33, that is for the anticipation, I think, and also the sections patent of addition, that would be section 53. And
Madam, can you share it in the chat box?
54, yes, definitely. I'll just give it. That would be fine, right?
84 to 90 as well, right? Compulsory license.
Yeah, compulsory license. Yes, that is 8. Yeah, from 84 till 92A. Those are also. So I just mentioned it of section 3.
Like opposition and revocation also. The subsections.
So, and even penalties. You see, we'll get a lot of questions in the previous papers also. We go with the penalties also. Those penalties are important, really important. 124, right? Penalties, that is the penalties 118 to 184, and the main sections. this is regarding the patent agents, section 125, the section 120, restrictions of practice and removal of practice, 130. The other two also, the 131, 132 also falls under the patent agent, but especially 125 to 130, all the previous question papers, 80% of the question papers are asking these sections, 125 to 130. Definitely. And if you see in the part B, which I'm sharing, the question 5 is related to 125, 26.
Madam, can you write it in the chat box?
I'm sorry, sir, I not send it. I've just typed it. I'll just give it. 84 to 92. Okay. These are some of the sections which are mostly concentrated, and also section secrecy of the term of patent is 53. Secrecy decision. Restoration. 35. Yep, section 35. So for this, these sections, please be well versed. And also the forms, if you go with the forms, all forms, there are only 30 forms. It's really, I mean, if you go for make a tabular form of the name of the form and the particular section, you can include, I mean, you may remember more sections than what I've already mentioned over there, from form 1 to 30. And also there is a simple formula to remember the fees also, because we have fees for different, in 3 types of fees we have till now. For individuals and startups, they come under one section. And the SMEs, MSMEs, SSIs will come under the next section. And the other things like large entities will go under the, so there are 3 different branches. So there is a general formula for this. How is it?
Ma'am, I think they have merged the first 2 columns.
Yes, from 2020, they have included the small entity and startup into natural person. So now we have only
2 columns.
Yes, X and 2X. The
And
first
also
column will
education.
be, if you consider the first column fee as X, the second column will be obviously 2X, 2 into X.
No, actually, madam, it is like, you know, it is if it is of 600, that will be next will be 1000 or something like that, isn't it?
It is
Sometimes it is
0.9.
lesser than that.
It's into 2.5.
Sometimes it is lesser, madam. Not exactly 2, but sometimes it's lesser. Yeah.
It's 5.
And also they have included educational institutions in the 2 columns.
Yes, in the last amendment in February, they have not February, November, they have included educational institutions also. Yes. Actually, I have the previous act, which is in 2016 amendments with me, so I'm referring to.
But if you don't know, madam, if you don't know the fees exactly, can you say that as per the latest amendment schedule?
So if you go through the fee column now, if you literally go through the fee columns, fee table now, there is nothing much to remember. Almost everything in the first column will be 1600, 800, 2400. It would be only that much. It will not be more than that. 1600, 800, 2400, 4800. That's it. Only these 4 numbers will be having it. And in particular thing, even for the agent also, for the applying for the patent agent also, you have to pay for 1600 for the first time. And for renewal, you're going to pay 800 for every year. So it is a multiple of 800 actually. It takes time, like you people still have time. You can come up with the method how to memorize it. It actually, and I'm not saying it's really compulsory to mention the fees also, but there are some questions, at least in the terms of your Viva, right? They'll definitely pose the questions for the fees and forms. Mostly during the Viva, they're going to ask. At least at that time, you have to know the fee structure and everything. So these are the main sections. And forms, there is no exceptions in the forms. All forms are needed here. And so yeah, coming to the question papers, like from part A and part B, these 20 and 30 marks, everything are compulsory. Like there is no choice over here in these questions. So if you go for the first thing, they're directly asking section 3 and 4. So if here again, definitely the subsections to be properly arranged. 3A, what exactly defines? 3B, what exactly defines? You cannot just go with 3A and obviously under like a point wise, when you're going with A, B, C and everything, and they have emitted one section over there. So don't mention, I think it is G. After FH, I think they have
G is omitted.
G is omitted.
Ma'am, for this, like, I think every question is carrying 5 marks. So 1 page of description, is it enough? Or how much do we have
There
to
is
write?
no limitation actually here for the description, and also they are giving additional sheets will be given for this paper. But I recommend not go with the additionals also, because we don't know, like we don't want to risk here to the papers will be in proper tying or not, we may lose it. So I don't think we'll cross that 30 sheets for the entire description. There is literally, how can we cross 30 papers for this paper?
Ma'am, so
Madam,
if
Madam,
for this
how
first
to
question,
answer the questions, madam? Whether starting from the
Yeah, I just
drafting.
give you no, go with part A, B and everything, and then finally you give time for the drafting. And this is a 3 hours paper, so make sure that you're answering part A and B within 1 hour, not even 1.5 hours, 1 hour, and keep at least 2 hours for the part C1 and C2, because it takes time for you to read it, understand it, arrange things in the proper manner, because this question you need to read at least 3 to 4 times to understand what exactly they're saying, because there is no proper arrangement of sentences here. So you have to read it again and again what exactly they are talking about. So make sure at least you're giving 2 hours for this section C1 and C, and make sure.
Like in this question number 8, as we can see that there are so many features given, like 11, 12, 13 and more than that. So now the question is about, they are asking us to draft an abstract and claim
at least
type.
2 claims, appropriate
at least 2
writing.
claims.
So
Yes,
at least 2 claims.
So the claims should include all these features?
Yeah, definitely. In the first claim itself, you're going to mention all this 11 from 10 to 14, all the components 15, whatever the mention, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. All this comes under the one claim itself, first claim, that's it. First claim. So if you go to this figure 2 and figure 6, you see there is something, the way that is inclined or kind of thing, the coverage area is increased. In the figure 2
profile
and
of water.
the
profile of water.
Yeah, it is talking about the sprinkler and how the area, how much it is covered. So it depends upon this curvature. If you see in the figure also, they have decreased this curvature or increased, you can say, however, the inclination.
So that goes as a dependent claim, right?
Yes, so those comes under dependent. So I'm saying this, you need time to understand it, to grasp it. So for the reading only, you will take a lot of time. Once you understand, to draft it will not even take 15 minutes for each question. But for to understand it, to just here on the paper itself, you please mark it out which one to go under background. You can just give it, highlight the part, this goes in the background and everything. So it will be easy for people. And I don't know, like, out of you all people, how many are still in writing till now? Because it will be many years, like now it is all technology, we are using the systems and typing and everything. So please practice writing. At that time, it will be really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at least, so whatever the questions here now, I ask people to write it, and please give me images of your writing.
Actually, when we started when we started these classes, I faced the difficulty in the first 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, because
But
the
later
part
I
A,
understood. Yeah.
part A is a
Madam.
multiple choice, and you'll have an OMR sheet there. We need to just highlight the numbers. The part A.
Madam,
Yes, sir.
you're showing that part A is question number 2, right? I
Yes.
tried to write that one. Whether I am right or not, I don't know.
It comes
Can
under
I read
section
it out?
3I. Right?
Can I read it out, madam?
Yes, yes, sir.
This one is regarding psychiatrist of Mumbai developing.
Yes.
According to section 3I, any process for the medicinal, surgical, curative, or prophylactic, diagnostic, therapeutic, or other treatment of human beings, or any process for a similar treatment of animals to render them free of disease or to increase their economic value or that of their products is unpatentable.
Yes, it's not patent.
Hence,
Yes.
the music therapy is a form of treatment which, as per Patent Act 1970, is ineligible for obtaining a patent. Hence,
Yes,
in this case,
answer.
in this case, I would advise him to make an instrument or device which can produce the type of music used for curing the symptoms of schizophrenia. Also, I would advise him to make an early application as a provisional application in order to get priority date. Once after the completion of the invention of the device or product for producing the music, he can file with necessary backup evidence of the curing of the patients as a complete specification with necessary fees as mentioned in the latest Schedule 1.
Yes. Everything is covered, sir. Right. Anyone
Also for
wants to
this-
add anything else if you feel
Also
as
for
per me
this,
like yes, sir.
also for this music, the copyrights exist from its creation, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that is the
Copyright
only point I
exists.
have added additional to what he has.
Copyright exists, yes, definitely. But yeah.
But
We need
copyright,
to,
copyright, it will come under prior art search, no?
no.
Not really. Not really.
Not really. Not really. Copyrights are something which we can take permissible because this copyright works are in form of share alike or it can be reproduced again and again. So it depends upon how they're copyrighted, they're protected under which category. So coming here, they're using the music therapy and everything. If it is already shared in the thing and if he's making it as a mixtape or kind of thing with all the songs and everything, she cannot claim patent for that kind of thing because it comes under 3E, admixture of things like mixing all the tape things, everything. It comes under 3E. So now whatever Muralidharan sir has come up with the idea of having a particular instrument to that, if she's able to develop a kind of instrument for that or a device for that music therapy kind of thing, then definitely she can claim for that. And in order, if she is confident, I mean, if the applicant is really confident enough that she can do it up, then she can go with provisional filing immediately. And we can maintain the broader scope in the provisional specification. And next, also, he also included that later on we can provide the statistical data, like how there is an improvement with the patients from time to time. So there is a clinical test data we will consider it as. So those kind of reports also can be submitted in the complete specification at the time. Yes. Later on. So she'll have a period of 12 months. Yes. So these are the kind of advices which we can give. So again, here also, when you go with the provisional specifications, so please mention that the time limit of 12 months of complete specification. So mention at least 12 months to give the complete specification, including all the statistical data. So mention those 12 months, so that will reflect the 12 months. That is a timeline. So mention that point. So that is a small inclusion over there. And you already mentioned the section of that. The method of process cannot be treated. That section with subsection is important. Here, if you go only with section 3, then it may not, they'll not give you a 0 mark for that. But if you want to gain a proper, like a maximum marks for this, better to at least memorize those subsections, whatever the sections which are given, those subsections are important. So try to memorize it. And yeah, so this question, as for any further inputs you want to give, because copyright's a thing here, we can just say that these are the copyright works, we need a proper permission kind of thing. You cannot claim those as your invention. But she's using it for the therapy purpose. It's fine. She's not using it from it. But again, here is also monetary gain. If we look into complete details, then there is definitely she's not doing it for the free, right? She's not giving any free aid for the people. She's providing it as some package for the treatments. So there also she needs certain kind of it can be seen if it is entirely the public domain that anyone can use it, share it, or reproduce it. If it is in such kind of thing, then she does not need to take any permission from those script writers or the copy. I mean, the songwriters or anyone, the one who sang or kind of thing. She doesn't need to go. So most of our songs, whatever we have now, we have that kind of provision which can be shared, which can be reproduced, and kind of thing. It's fine. But to remake or to remodify or to do that, for that, those things are restricted. So if you want to do some remix or if you want to include your own voice and shit, for those things you need to take, see that those restrictions are there in the copyright work. So this is completely entire different subject. I don't want to go with copyright. So it takes a lot of time now. So now question 3, one client A has come to your office for seeking advice regarding assignment of solar cooktop, which B has already patented. So as a practicing patent agent, brief them about the applicability issue. So now here he is coming for the assignment agreement. So definitely the name of the applicant will be changed. So what should be done here? Can anyone brief me here? Anyone, like what exactly takes place here? Because he's coming for the assignment means he's transferring his ownerships. So B has patented. So B is transferring his complete ownerships to A. So now B remains as the inventor, first and true inventor. So here we have given assignment. So there is a complete transfer. So A will be the applicant, B will become the inventor. Before B is applicant and inventor both. Now there's a transfer thing. So now we are changing the applicant. So which form comes and what is the next procedure? Along with the form, there should be another thing also to be done here.
Form 1 and form 1, form 2, then proof of right.
So actually
there will be
what-
one transfer
proof of
agreement
transfer.
here in between two
Yes.
parties, and that will take under section 69
Yes.
and form 16, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. Form 16. We'll go with form 16 definitely for the assignment.
16 is about application for
We'll go with the
registration
proof
of
of right, actually.
title and interest.
Form 1 to be changed because the applicant is changing. So we need to file a fresh form 1 here, definitely. The name of the applicant, we are including the applicant new applicant name is be changing. So form 5 will be changed because the applicant is changed. So form 5 will be changed. And also, yeah, form 16, what you have said, yes. We can include the form 16 also. Along with form 16, we have to provide some assignment deed if it is there, because if he is transferring it, there should be some in return. So give and get, right? So if he is in return of some monetary value or some kind of shares or some amount that includes in those deed. So if you are transferring the ownership, he's providing me with this monetary gates or kind of thing that goes with it. And also form 26 will be changed. That is the authorization of the agent. If he filed through the agent. If he not file also, then fresh form 26 will be filed. That's it. So these are the forms, all forms will be coming. So you can just say there's a procedure which we need to change this and certain government official documents to be filed. So instead of mentioning it is as forms, mentioned as official documents. Like form 1, can you mention the title of the form? And if your good enough with the form fee, then you can also give the total estimate of the how much government filing fee is required, if you are fine with it. Else the form still forms it is fine, but if you're not sure, please don't provide the wrong answers. You can let it be.
Ma'am, proof of right is also to be provided here.
Yes, proof of right is definitely need to be provided.
Hmm.
Proof of right means that we are assigning that is a statement which we are taking as an oath in front of controller. So it's proof of right is must.
And madam, declaration of inventorship, that also has to be
Yeah,
done.
form 5
Yeah, form
already
five.
do. Form 5 need to be filed.
Yes.
So now question 4, the grant of patent is based on certain conditions as stipulated in section 47 of the Act. Briefly explain those conditions. Did I mention 47 here in the chat box? I don't think so. I mentioned.
Can I read it out, madam?
Yes, sir. So can you just
Can I
repeat
read
that?
it out?
He's talking about.
Can I
section.
read it out, madam? The
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
question's
Please.
answer.
Yes.
Section. Yeah. Grant of patent is done as per section 47 on the following conditions. 1. Any machine or apparatus or other article in respect of which the patent is granted or other article is made by using the process in respect of which the patent is granted may be imported or made by or merely of its own use.
So again,
Number 2. Any process of which
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir. Exactly, the words
Yeah.
need not be reproduced in the question in your answer sheet. You can just give the gist of that. If you're providing exactly the words point to point, then put it in the inverted commas. This is the clause as it is in Act. If you're not providing the exact words, you can also gist it like the section 47 subsection of 1 explains this. You can just go along with it. There is no need to give exact words in the exam paper. Like it's really difficult to by heart everything, but you can just give the gist. If at some cases the title of the section, like now the section 47 is grant of patent subjects to certain disclosure. So that is the exact title. So at least the title part, you please give it exactly with exact terms. No, don't make any changes in the section. If you're still confused with section 47 title, you can just go how in the question he mentioned. Section 47 explains certain conditions for the grant of patent. Certain conditions for grant of patent. In that way also. However, they are mentioned in the question, you please reproduce in the same way in your answer. If you're not sure. If you're sure, please produce it. Coming to the subsections is really difficult. Please provide the gist. It's fine. And yes, sir, please go ahead. If you want to read further the other subsections, please continue. Go.
Okay, madam, I understood. It's a gist only you have to take.
Yeah, the gist is fine because it's really no one can really exactly remember the words and words. But again, you have to in the subsections also. Please make sure to identify that or and or before that or they'll say like whichever is before, whichever is after those words. So those words at least you make sure those.
Some catchy keywords.
Yes, those are the keywords which you have to make sure you're not losing those points there.
Correct.
Or means there are two conditions. Whichever is after is also representing two different conditions. So make sure you're mentioning those two conditions.
Okay.
In the Act, in the subsection. Okay. Yes?
Okay. Yes, yes.
So, yes, this is the part A, it is done. Now coming to the part B, I already told this is regarding your patent agent qualifications and everything. He's talking about section 125 to 126. So mention the section number, mention the role of patent agent.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
For everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, for everyone, and it was stuck for a minute, but now it's clear.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry, actually I'll close my video. There's a little bit problem with net. I just tried. Can you hear me?
It's fine now.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's fine. Okay. Yeah, so coming to the role of patent agent and criteria for disqualification, those particular sections, please mention all those things. And yeah, this question number 6, it comes under the definitions, section 2. So what are the expedited examinations? 18A, small entity and startup, the various provisions. The definitions comes under section 2, where the provisions are mentioned. What exactly it mentions with small entity and startup. And here there are two conditions, that is term, like up to 7 years, or the turnover should be around this. Now it is 7 crores. I don't know, before it should be 5 crores. So these two aspects, again, these are the defining or determining factors for the status of startup or a small entity. So these things, please try to mention all the conditions. And expedited examination 18A. So who are eligible for the expedited examination? All those can come under. And what is the time period taking for the once we provide for the request, how many days it will be coming for the examiner to provide his report for that examination? Everything those falls under that. So at least mention the main section 18A, and other things you can just go on explaining it. It's not an issue to so if you're sure, you mention the subsections, or please go with the first main section itself. And even in the terms of title also, if you're not sure, you just reproduce what is there in the question.
Madam, the small entity means the turnover should be less than 25 crores, right?
Yes, and I think they have again changed it in 18, like in 2018, they have changed it again. And recently in the 2020, they have changed up for the startup thing. And also they have included educational institutes in the column 1 of fees, which is a basic fee, minimum fee, which is equivalent to the natural person. So these are the recent amendments which we got over. So I think the main thing, everything reflects in 2003 rules, and there are minor changes in terms of fees and forms and everything. In the forms, in form 27 also, there is the working of patent in year 2020. They have given like instructions to be filed, and if not, what could be the next consequences and the process to be taken care of. So previously, the working of patent is not filed because most of the patents are not seriously worked or introduced into the market. But here, there's a clause that even though it is not worked, you have the facility, or you have the provision that it is not worked. So those are some clauses, like official requirements, and this working of patent should to be filed once it is granted. So from the date of grant, every year you have to file it. So those are some conditions which they have come. And working of patents also, the section, I mean, form 27, you might get question in Viva or in this short questions itself. So please make sure that you go with that section 127, I think, working of patent. So not 127, working of patents is, yeah, compulsory license revocations, it comes under 83, working of patent, form 27. So coming to the question 7, so Mr. Datta, a research scholar of an Indian university, invented one watch which acts as an alarm for senior citizenship and patients to respect call centers of registered hospitals for emergency support. In the meantime, Mr. Datta has approached the government to approve a financial grant for his invention and had a discussion with concerned official of the same department. So again, this is one incident happened. And second instance is Mr. Datta exhibited his invention in industrial fair organized by the government on so and so date. Here I've mentioned the date. And another incident is his colleague has published in the leading newspaper on so date without his consent. And coming to the third thing, that is a third incident. And the fourth incident is he has attended some awareness program on patent on 2015 so and so date. So then he came to know that okay, he need to file the patent for his idea, and he immediately filed the provisional specification, and also the complete specification details are given here in the paragraphs. Now, but he still has a doubt whether the exhibition, publication in the newspaper, and also the communication to the government official would hamper his patent protection. So he seeks your advice. So what would you give as a patent agent? So what sections falls under this? And is there any remedies, or are there any problems first? If so, what is the solution for that? If there are no problems, then how it is considered, why it is considered, it is not a problem. So what section comes under this? Anyone can just name the section numbers for me.
Sections I don't remember, but there.
Section 31.
One thing is for sure, he has presented it on behalf of government. That is in the second clause, which was mentioned.
It's
And
not on
the
behalf,
third-
sir. It is not on behalf. He has individually exhibited in government exhibition, not on behalf of government.
The industrial fair organized by the government, right?
Yes, yes. It is organized by the government. He represented by himself.
So he represented by himself. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Then it may be a prior art. But the second one is wrongfully obtained. That is for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. It is wrongfully obtained because it is without his consent.
Without his
If
consent.
you see the dates, they have provided clear dates for us. So
Yep.
for everything, there is a date. So what sections, like we have one, yesterday I was explaining the anticipation, which is really a boon for this kind of situations which we face generally. So first thing, yes. If anyone
Now
would-
they have this fellow who has published his work. I
Hmm?
think that date is critical, and he should do it as soon as possible, like provisional specification or whatever he is going for. And
Yes, so it
15
is-
February
But for provisional
2015.
specification also, he will get only 12 months time, right?
Yes, from that government disclosure also, like 15 February is, I think, the earliest.
But from that date, it is open to public, right? Whoever attended that session.
Yes, so the first date which is already discussed or displayed, anything, even
That is crucial.
even if you are disclosing or discussing with another entity or another person, that date is also crucial. But in this question, they did not mention the date of discussion with the government department.
Mhm.
If you see, he has approached for the
Yes.
Madam.
financial aid,
Madam,
but he
here-
said yes, sir.
here, section 29, anticipation by previous publication. That is without his consent, this man has done publication.
Yes,
So he can claim under section 29
yes,
and section 30, anticipation by previous communication to the government,
yes,
and section 31, anticipation by public display.
yes.
And then, of course, this is public working is not there. Public display is only there. So
Yes.
section 29, 30, 31, or by using these sections, he can file a patent as soon as possible.
He already filed it, sir. You can see there, 15th February 2015, as per the discussion, that is the main date. So he has to file the application, at least provisional application, on or before 15th February 2016. But he already filed the provisional application within a month,
Yes, yes.
in the same year itself.
Ma'am, if we
Yes.
look into this anticipation by previous communication to the government, there
Hmm.
they do not give any precise grace period. So
Yes.
I don't think there is any
He did
limit.
not give it, it's fine, it's not an
Hmm.
issue. But if you see the other incidents which happened,
Yes.
and the
Like
date,
for public display
Yes.
in exhibition,
Yes.
there is 1
Yes.
year of 12 months of
yes,
grace
12
period.
months, exactly 12 months. So it is falling within the scope, within the time limit itself. And also we have the provisions of 29, 30 and 31 as Muralidhar and how he said, explain to us.
I think it will not hamper any problem to
Yes.
the Mr.
It
Datta
will not hamper.
based on the
Yes.
anticipations clauses.
Yes, so we can if suppose, like, if this kind of thing, unless controller points out this so and so happened. So if he points out, then we can say the dates, exact dates, and we can show it is done within the 12 months of the first action or first public event. So here the first public event is 15th February as per the record. So the central government, we don't know exactly, but for the exam purpose now, will not go into dig deeper into it. With the dates now, now he's safe. As per the dates given, he's safe.
I wonder why he is even approaching a patent agent. He has already done complete specification also.
He filed it. now,
Good logic.
actually, this is
Actually,
at
Kashmira.
at one point, they need at least the assistance of the patent agent at one point, definitely. Because unless the person who has filed the complete specification, if he's really good with the drafting, other things okay. If the claims are drafted properly, no matter whatever he draft in other sections, but if the claims are properly drafted, then a patent agent is really not required. If I say, he can directly appear in front of controller for hearing also. It's not at all an issue. And
I think his main concern was that only. He must not have drafted claims very well, and he is coming just for the sake of FER now.
Yeah, so in FER, I just want to share one FER for people, which was drafted by the university students without the patent agent. So what are the different objections was claimed? I'll not share the draft, but I'll share the FER, how the FER looks. So yes, for now, this part A and B, we have solved it. So here, please make sure you're mentioning the sections and if required, the forms also. Fees, if possible, or else no. So now coming to part C, for today's assignment, part C1, there are 2 questions, question 8 and 9. So at least try to solve appropriate title and abstract. Claims, leave it off. We can solve this when we cover the claims section, then we can go with the claims. But today, for today's assignment, I'll just give this PDF for you people through mail. So question 8 and 9, the title and abstract. And I recommend you please write it and share it, the images. And if possible, include me in the WhatsApp group, whatever group you have. So it'll be easy for me also. You can just share me the images. I just want to make sure that you people practice writing. It'll be really difficult for us to fill those 30 pages at the 3 hours. In 3 hours of time, we need to at least write 20 pages. We can easily fill 20 pages with no issue. So, okay. So this part, the part 8, 9, and also part C2, it is a complete drafting. You have to include everything, title, field of what all 8 sections have given. You have to include everything. It is a complete specification. And here we have a choice, only one drafting, either question 10 or 11. In general examination, but for our practice, let us do all the questions. So here also we have a choice. So question 8 and 9, please, for today, you please do that one. And I just share quickly this FER, what kind of objections you'll be getting if it is not well drafted draft. So can you see the screen? I just hided those details. There are some applicant details and the application number. So this is the examination report, which you get it. And this is the date, which is considered from 6 months of this date. You have to give a proper explanation reply to this report. So this all examination report under section 12 and 13, they are just giving it how a proper explanation in both Hindi and English, because there are official languages. So this is a general disclosure, and they'll name the controller name and everyone, whoever is here. And this is an examination report, the application number, the date of filing. These are the general non-technical data yesterday, what we are discussing. Those will be displayed here, including the date of publication too. So from here, we can understand it. For this application, they have gone with early publication. If we consider the date, they must have.
Madam, here one question, madam.
Yes, sir.
For expedited examination, there are certain conditions to be fulfilled. For you have to be one of the applicants should be a female, and
Yes, yes, sir. But not everyone will go with expedited examination, sir. Even those are qualified, they won't go for expedited. There's practical reasons, because they just want their product to be marketized and to gain some monetary benefits within those 48 months. If they are not sure about their patent will be getting granted, if they are unsure that there are less chances of getting grant, so they will just wait for at least for 48 months. If they go with expedited, now they'll get, the process will be completed within maximum 18 months. So if suppose it is not granted, now it will be rejected. So they can't enjoy the status of patent, at least the patent pending on status. So these are the practical reasons they won't go. And the second thing is, if it is a natural person, if it is a single, like she's a woman applicant, she if in terms of fees, it is 8,000 rupees. So it is also, it's not cost effective for a single individual person. So they won't go with it. They'll just wait for some time. These are some practical reasons. Generally, what we face in reality, these are the situations going on. And coming to the summary of the report, here now comes, see, the novelty, inventive step, industrial application. These are under for section 2. And they also cover section 3 and 4. And we have other things, unity of invention. Yesterday I was saying, unity of invention. If any claims are done, no. Under this section, if they add any claims, then there's a scope for us to go for divisional applications under the controller instructions. Here, as for now, there is nothing thing, so he is not expecting anything, and it is unity. There exists a unity, so it's fine. And clarity and conciseness, it comes because there is, he have cited no, because there is no proper drafting of the claims. If all the technical aspects are not included in the main claim, then there is no clarity over there. And definitiveness, no, means whatever he has claimed, or it is not reflecting in the description part, means it is something different. It is not reflecting exactly the same. Then this objection comes. Section 4, it is atomic energy, that's fine. Section 3 also, if anything is there, section, then they'll mention the section. If it is yes, then they'll mention the subsection under which subsection. Industrial applicability, mostly, almost 99.99 will be yes. It will be yes. And inventive step, no means yes. So we have an objections in terms of inventive step, and we also have the objections in terms of novel. So here only we can just, in this table only we can summarize. Now we got objections in terms of novelty, inventive step, and also in terms of clarity and definitiveness. So these are the subtopics which we go further. So this is a detailed technical report where they list the documents, deviations. So this we consider generally D1 because it's serial number. So we mentioned as D1. So this is the application number. These are the details. And also they'll give what is a relevant aspect. Here the examiner has given the entire document now. So the entire document is reflecting in the main claim of the invention. They are reflecting the same. So they are relevant to each other. There is a lot of matching concepts or technical aspects here now, coinciding with each other. Now, so in the detailed one, in the novelty, here they'll give the document D1. He'll explain it in few words, what exactly the D1 is saying. And if you see clearly, there might be some phrases like here, he did not mention about, yeah. So now here, refer abstract, a method till here. So this parenthesis, whatever he has given is the present application thing. What is in the parenthesis? This one is the D1 thing. This is the present one thing. So comparing these two different aspects, he came to the conclusion that is not novel. Now we have to give the explanation for this. Now for the inventive step, again, regarding claims, he's mainly concentrated on claims. So these things are present. discloses, D1 discloses a method. Thus, at the time of filing the application, it would be obvious to the person skilled in the art with regard to D1 to arrive to the subject matter of claim 1. So, at the subject matter means it is a present claim. So, hence the subject matter of thing is the present claim, lacks inventive step in the view of D1. So, this is the way they give us the objections in novelty and inventive step, and sufficiency of disclosure also he got it in terms of abstract. So see, you can clearly see it does not sufficiently provide technical information of the invention, and it should be prepared with the instructions of 13.7 B, C, D. I think he's including the number of words and also the particular keywords and drawings and abstract figure. So these are the subsections which he's asking, like it should be amended. So he's clearly mentioning the abstract. So we'll get objections, so we need to amend for this. And during the amendment, what form we need to file? Anyone?
First of all, we have to prove that it is inventive step is there. And second thing is novelty is there, because existing prior art doesn't coincide word to word. We are better improved than modification in the existing prior art, like that.
Yes.
We have to say that.
Yes, we have to clearly see, cross-examine. I mean, we have to claim map. That is a claim mapping we call, where we cross-examine each component of the D1 claims with the present claims. And we need to do a proper claim mapping, and we have to arrive to a conclusion that what exactly is the difference, and just we need to mention that difference. No need to go with complete details, only the particular difference which we find out, we can just highlight it. So this is not exactly present or claimed in D1, so hence please pay off the objections. This way we can
and
give
regarding abstract objection, we can rewrite the abstract as per his requirements.
Yes, we can amend it.
Yeah, we can amend the abstract.
Produce form 13 with marked and fair copy of that, corrected copies.
Yes.
And also coming to the clarity and conciseness, he is mainly concentrating on the claimant. So drafting of the independent claim is not proper, because of which the nature and scope of the alleged cannot be clearly ascertained. So he is more concentrated. If there arises, if the drafting is not in a structured form, involving all those technical terms and also the preamble, the transitional phase, and the descriptive phase, these are the three parts of each claim. So we have to make sure those are in place. And also this transitional phase, also we have to be very selective, like what transitional phase we are using it. So there are different transitional phase also there, phrases like consisting of, comprising of, characterized by. These are the transitional phases. So we have to be very careful while using those transitional phases, because we, depending upon those phrases only, we are defining the scope of the invention. So these are the whatever the 5 phrases which I have said, those are open-ended and close-ended scopes, actually, scope phrases. I'll just give the details in the next session. So again, coming to the definitiveness, he has a problem with the definitiveness. So claim 1 do not sufficiently define the invention. In the view of improper drafting of claims, the nature and scope is not clearly understood. Subject matter for which protection is sought may be different to that defined by the claims. Thereby, so subject matter, the protection is sought may be different to that defined by claims. This is clearly indicating the description part and the claims are not similar. Similar in the sense that there must be no uniformity in terms of defining the terms. That he might have used number of terms for same component. So that is also, it deviates the scope, and also it does not bring the clarity. It goes with the ambiguity of understanding. It creates, they are ambiguous in nature. And so these are the things, guys. And also I told there will be other requirements, like see the numbering. They are mainly gone with the numbering, the semicolon, the dot, the use of a, the, these are the articles The using of the is also really important. The way we use the semicolon, comma, dot, the full stop is also important. So these are all these minor changes. You can see how particular the examination goes in terms of claims. And coming to the other requirements, formal requirements, if there are any problems, or even the signatures are missing in some documents, or they are not filed within the time frame, then this comes. So for the particular endorsement or assignment of inventor, if it is not within the prescribed time, then what is the solution if the forms are not in the prescribed time according to the Act? What can we do?
We need to seek the extension, then file the respective
Form
forms.
4.
No, if for the extension also, we need to file the extension within certain period also. There is if you go with form 4 for the extensions, if you see the timelines to file such form also, there are some time limits.
Or else we need to file the petition for the delay of submission of the
Yes.
forms.
Yeah, we have to file the petition under section. Which section, please? Anyone? It's section under 137.
Yeah, correct. 137.
We have to, that is for delay of any submissions of official documents or producing documents within the time. That is a section petition under 137. And we also have a generally they introduced under another petition under Rule 66, where we need to submit the documents, the original file documents at the time of filing. We need to produce those documents if it is e-filing, right? We need to produce those physical documents. We need to send to the patent office within 15 days from the date of filing under Rule 61. That is the submission of documents if you go with the Rule 61. And we have another petition under Rule 66 during certain conditions. So this was applied during COVID, when there is a complete lockdown, when there is so this was applied. This came into force actually, petition 66 at that time. So those conditions.
Madam, petition 66 is under section 66 is revocation of patent in public interest.
No, not sections. Rule 66.
Rule 66.
Rule 66. I'm talking about Rule 66, and also Rule 61 is a submission of documents, which we need to do it within 15 days of date of filing. Those official documents include Form 1, 5, Form 26, and if Form 3, Form 3 also. And also, if the assignment deed, there is no need to produce the original document of the assignment deed. We can just give the photocopies of those, and a proper signatures on all those should reflect, and we need to send it to the patent office, this document, so they'll be on record. Even though e-filing is considered, but still physical documents are kept on record in the patent office. And also another thing I want to add, just got stepped back. And let me remember, if I remember, I can this. After submission of these documents also, Form 3. When I came to the Form 3, if you go to the section 8, the statement of undertaking and everything, there is a timeline. If the applicant does any other activity, further activities outside in India, depending on the patent documents, we need to submit those details in the form of Form 3 within 6 months of such activity which took outside India. That is must. If you don't produce such documents like in form of Form 3, again we have to go with petition under 137, section 137. So these are some things like whatever, these are the general discussion which I'm saying, which might be useful in the terms of Viva. So Viva, they'll definitely see you're an agent now, you're a practicing agent, and the person who is in the Viva, the examiners, they are your clients. So they'll be asking you questions in this format, and you should be able to give these suggestions in there. So they're not, and they might also ask some controversial questions like, now I have a patent, why it cannot be patented? In US, it is patentable. This at the time when we appeared for the Viva, still the US were accepting the software patents, but there is a bill, it is still which is not passed to avoid the software patents non-patentable. Later on, the decision came that there also the software patents, the software applications are not patentable unless there's a technical aspect involved over there. So this type of general questions are also asked in the Viva. And definitely they will aim for the forms, fees, and the general discussion, like whatever you have seen in the part A and part B, those type of questions you'll be getting it, facing it in the Viva. For today, I think we can round it up here, and I'll provide the PDF and questions, and further whatever the questions which are there in the PPT for the exercise which I have given this. Yeah, these questions and those questions. For this, you please provide the title and abstract. Okay, I think it will be 3 questions. This, first question you have already done, and I think for this information also you can just this can be the abstract. Actually, this entire thing can be the abstract. So for the question 2 and the other 2 questions from the paper, I'll just give it to you in the form of document, and I'll mail it to Mr. Brijesh. I'll give it to you, and you want me to share the FER? Yeah, sure. I'll share the one which I have highlighted for you.
Ma'am, we added you to WhatsApp group. You can share there also, and if they have any doubt, they can ask there.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Brijesh. Oh,
Ma'am, I have one particular question. During the pandemic time, for one of the application, we didn't file the FER response.
yes.
And there is a provision given by the Honorable Honorable Court. During the pandemic, any timelines are missed. So you can have the till timeline to submit the responses up to 31st of December 2021.
Yes.
Because of the response we have not filed, the application of the status, it's showing that the controller is deemed to be abandoned your application, but we have filed the FER response. But still the patent of the application shows that
Abandon means it is a voluntary action on the applicant, sir. If the term abandoned is used under section 21 kind of thing, that is a voluntary action that we have not filed it, or we have in the stipulated time period. But as far as you know, there is still the timeline till February 28th, this February 28th. Because
we have submitted the response, but still the application status is showing as the patent application is abandoned.
No, sir. I think you have to approach like
controller to
yeah. Immediately, you need to go with the. There is a technical staff in the patent office. If you go to the contact numbers, which is already provided in IP India website, and like under which jurisdiction is Chennai or Mumbai? Which office?
Chennai.
Chennai. So Chennai, those people easily respond. They'll respond immediately. So you can just ask like, what is the exact reason of it, or are there any further documents missing where you need to file over there? So if you can go through it, they can look over it. But as far as I know, we have the deadline till Feb 28. This February. This is the final deadline actually.
For that request, do we need any special form or written submission, ma'am, further to approach the?
FER reply is enough. Like under Form 30, we are going to submit under office action today.
We have submitted, ma'am. We have submitted everything. We have submitted. Just we wanted to seek about the status of the application. Shows that the patent application is abandoned. To change that, yeah.
Actually, there is another provisional specification which is filed in 2019 December. We have the deadline till 20 December, but still the applicant has not. He's not showing interest, kind of thing. So it should be deemed abandoned, right? But the status is showing it is as filed. But we not file complete specification.
Okay.
If the complete specification is filed, then there is a provision for view documents. The documents cannot be viewed unless the complete specification is filed and published. So it is for at least for us, for the patent agents who have filed. So there is the status, you see, it is varying from case to case. Like there is a lot of errors appearing in this kind of status. So please, like you must actually approach immediately for this concern.
Okay.
So application, it is deemed abandoned means it is clearly implying it is a voluntary action done by the applicant.
No, just abandoned. Just patent application is abandoned. That's it.
Abandoned. The word itself is a voluntary action on behalf of the applicant, not controller. If it is refused, the word refused comes, then that is under the discretion of controllers.
I understand, ma'am. Abandoned with sense of, because we are applicant is not submitted the response within the timeline, the application is automatically goes to the abandoned mode.
Yes, the section 21 reads that, yes, the abandonment.
But
So
during the pandemic situation, we have the still timeline to submit their responses to the patent office. I'm more interested or seeking that information from you. The status is showing that still abandoned. So do we need any provision or
That's what I'm saying. There are some errors in the status. There are errors, some errors.
Okay.
Actually, even the provisional specification, when the timeline has already done, for that it should be shown as deemed abandoned under section 21 for that application, but it is showing filed.
Okay.
Yeah, so my team got confused and they already went for publication, but they're unable to get the publication because complete specification is not filed. Then they realized, okay, the complete specification is not filed for this. So without complete specification, it cannot be published.
Correct. Correct.
Yes. So because of the status, like there is a lot of things, and also there is a issue which I faced recently. The FER was filed within 1 month. Actually, the FER was filed in last January, 18th January, the reply, and there is an immediately 25th January, within 1 week, SCR was given, but there is no proper mail communication for us. And also the status says FER reply filed.
Okay.
The file is in amendment process.
Understood.
Application amendment process. That is the status. Okay. So whatever the status which we are seeing, that our team was like, okay, we are still waiting for the hearing kind of thing. But within a week, we got an SCR. There is no proper communication of the SCR. And the timeline of the SCR is also within 6 months of the FER itself. So SCR is always given or produced by the examiner within the 6 months of the date of issuing of FER. After 6 months, if we file the FER just before 2 days or 3 days of the SCR, deadline of 6 months, no? So if there is no time to produce SCR, then directly there will be hearing objections. If there is still a lot of time and the examiner is satisfied with that lab, so we have overcome the inventive step objections in the FER reply itself. So he is satisfied, okay, this is inventive. So in the SCR, he has a problem with the Form 3 filing because my applicant has already filed in US, so we did not produce that within 6 months. So we need to file a petition. So that objection he raised in SCR action. So there is no more objections in terms of technical aspects. So now the deadline for us is the FER came in December 2020. We filed reply in January 21. The deadline will be May 21, but we did not file the reply to SCR till date. So, but because of this extension, we have till February 28. We immediately filed, and yesterday came for the hearing. Again, they went. So I'm just saying now there is a lot of issues with that status, whatever the status that are displayed.
Okay. So in that miscommunications, we need to directly contact the controller, written a mail.
We have to, if possible, you might in FER, you must be knowing the name of the controller and their email IDs will be in the website. So you can directly mail them immediately. So they can also provide immediate, if the mail, no official mail, they'll be giving you reply within 48 hours kind of thing. If you didn't get yet, then please contact this
In that mail, do we need to attach any separate forms, ma'am, to seek any?
It's better to show him the date of upload. Like you will be having the view document, you'll be having
Correct.
the date of upload,
Correct,
right?
correct,
You can
yes.
just provide the screenshots for him for his reference. So we have
Okay.
done this. The date is this. We are within the stipulated time period. So please see what can be done further. Like this, is this still application still valid, or is there any chance for us to overcome this objection of section 21?
Understand.
You can
Thanks
ask
for your-
everything in details. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am.
Ma'am, with respect to that petition, what fees is there, or like what form?
The petition are no fees. Section 137, there is no fees. And also we have a provision of form 30 with fee, without fee. There are some provisions for every section. So, and form 30 is for generally for the purpose which is not disclosed in other forms. So if there is no particular form for a particular section or rule, then we use form 30. And we have many provisions for that, with fee and without fee. And petition generally comes without fee. Petition 137, section 137 is without fee. It depends on the cases. And also 137 is also used not only for the timelines, but also exactly for, generally we use it for if it is a date that 137. We also use 137 for to complete specification. Even for the priorities, yes. Yeah, in section 137 also, in terms of national phase application, we need to produce priority documents, translated copies, and all those things. Submission of those documents, proper translated copies, and the priority documents to be submitted in terms of PCT national phase. If that is not done, also we need to go with section 137 petition. We need to file a petition, what is the reason, and then we have to give a proper filing of form 30. Under form 30, there is a submission of documents, the priority documents and the translated copies. That is also without fee. So it depends, with fee and without fee, there are several provisions over there. And if time permits in the next class, okay, I'll make note of it. I just show what are the different provisions for form 30 with fee and without fee in the next class. These are generally mostly.
I think all these things, when you do it practically, at that time you must be getting all this like for while preparing.
These kind of provisions, detailed provisions, now whatever the filing fee in the table also, fee table also, we do not have a detailed fee for the form 30, especially for form 30 for different provisions. We do not have which falls under with fee and without fee. It is not generally publicly available. These things can be done only once you get your proper ID, patent ID, and when you create an login ID in the e-filing portal, then you can view all those things. Anything else, guys?
Nothing, madam. I think the session is really useful.
Thank you, sir. The next session we'll get into more technicality for the description and the claims. I'll try my best to get out of, because the claims are the most important thing. And I can show you a few examples also how the claims, I mean, for this particular FER now, what type of claims are there, how they're, once I get into the topic, you can easily identify what is wrong with these claims. Now, if I show also, you will say what, no, they are proper, now you will be saying. But once we get into the proper detailed description, if I show you the FER which I shared today, he has constant objections in the claim 1. If I show you the claim 1, then you can easily identify what is the problem with the claim 1. So at that time, I'll be showing it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so then we'll end the class for today. And if I think, yeah, Brijesh has already added me in the team. in your group, you can just contact me in the WhatsApp, and please share your written thing. Okay, no typing. I don't want any typing. I want to see your handwriting. I want to see your good.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll share the questions in the WhatsApp group itself in the document.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, madam.
Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the details.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.